All right. Now, we've got a break coming up here, but very briefly, the plaque buildup in the arteries that you mentioned, the stiffening, hardening, the repair, the cast, as you called it. With proper vitamin C, what happens?
Well, first of all, the arteries themselves begin to recover. The collagen, they become stronger. And we have evidence of the Bush cardioretinometry looking at the retinal arteries that on its own. But adding lysine seems to make this process remarkably fast, the reversal of these plaques.
And the bottom line as we go to break is this is essentially almost 100%
the only reason
reversible.
It's not a cure. The only reason it's not a cure, as our guests could talk about, is that if you stop it, the process returns. So you have to keep taking vitamin C as if you were an animal that was producing it in your liver.
See, you're making a case for genetically modifying human beings, so they produce it. Like the rest of the animal world.
We have discussions about that in our forum all the time.
I believe it. Dr. Owen Fonorow is my guest. VitaminCFoundation.org is the place to go, and we'll be right back. Listen, this is no joke. What you're hearing tonight is probably the single most important breakthrough in overall human health and wellness that I've remembered ever hearing about.
And I think your judgment is right on.
Well, thank you. I don't know how else to look at it. It's overwhelming. We just don't make vitamin C, folks, and we don't get it. And when you don't get it, you're going to get it, and it's not pleasant. And there are many things tied to this. And
if it was well known, the pharmaceutical industry would not exist in its present form.
Well,
so they have a self-preservation problem, and we all suffer because of it. The truth, the science is not producing the truth. It's there, but we're not getting told the truth.
All right. We have a couple of special guests tonight. Our first is standing by now. Her name is Carol. Are you there, Carol?
There's two Carols, aren't there?
We have one at a time. I couldn't take two Carols at once. Hi, Carol.
Hi.
How are you?
Just fine.
Good. Well, you sound great. Tell us what happened to you, how you found out about this, and what it did for you. Dr. Pauling's discovery.
Well, let's see. First of all, I was 47, did not know I had a heart problem or anything was wrong, other than I was very tired, and I had a massive heart attack when I was 47 years old.
No symptoms at all?
Extreme tired.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. I mean, no chest pains, no tightness, just that I was extremely tired. And, made appointment for the doctor. I'll try to be brief with you on this. Made appointment for a doctor appointment for a complete physical to find out what was going on. And, of course, before I could get for my appointment, I started having chest pains at home, ended up in the hospital, and then, they checked me out and made an appointment for me to see a heart specialist and gave me some meds and stabilized me and sent me home. And then on Labor Day weekend, I had a massive heart attack. Well, luckily I was in intensive care at that point, and it saved my life and everything. But
1996, correct?
That was That was September of 1995.
Okay,
Labor Day
so
weekend.
Mm-hmm.
About 6 or 7 years before she found out about Pauling.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right.
So I'll move forward. But anyway, I had what it turned out to be is that I had a 90% blockage to the left main artery, and they did a balloon process, and that didn't work, and they had to go in and do a rotor-rooter to that calcified blockage.
Wow.
And of course, 3 weeks later, I was, of course, home and doing well and everything, and I suddenly started having terrible chest pains again. And, I couldn't get up and walk from my bedroom to my living room without having to sit down and rest and wait for the angina to let up. I was scared.
Well, that'll scare anybody, Carol.
So they adjusted my meds and told me that I would have to learn to live with angina. And it turns out later when they did the testing, they found out that my left main artery was very bad, and they couldn't do a bypass. And at that time, of course, whatever they said, I believed, and they were correct. The artery was very bad. But in the meantime, eventually, I was able to learn about the heart technology because I was on a website with a group, and someone shared about the heart technology, and I
which is a vitamin C and lysine product. Go ahead.
Huh?
I was just pointing out that that's a vitamin C and lysine product from Tower Labs. Go ahead.
Yes, that was on the and so I went to the site, and at the site then, after doing reading and everything else, I went ahead and ordered the heart technology and started on it. And after probably 3 weeks, it could have been a lot less than that. But
you're a testimonial I'm reading right now said 3 weeks.
Okay, and then anyway, after that time, I no longer had any chest pains, and I had more energy, and I felt great. It was wonderful not to hurt.
A miracle.
Really
a miracle.
Yeah. So you suffered for about 6 years. You started taking this vitamin C and lysine powder. 3 weeks later, the pain was gone, which they said you'd have to live with for the rest of your life.
That is very correct.
Okay.
I had wore patches and, took nitro pills whenever I needed to up until that point. And then 3 weeks after starting the heart technology, I no longer had to wear patches or take nitro pills. I had no chest pains. I kept waiting for something to happen. I just, it was just too good to be true. And it's not. It really, truthfully works.
And then there was some amount of time you were on that, and then for whatever reason you had to stop. So let's go to that point.
Okay. Well, money gets tight.
Right.
And I hate to admit it, but our finances got really tight, and I was feeling really good and everything, and so I believed that I was cured. I really did, and it was the biggest mistake of my life because I stopped taking the product. As you can read through the book, of course, something you should never do, but at that point, I didn't know it. I didn't understand that, and I stopped.
6 months.
9 months.
After she stopped, she got it, and another heart attack, right? Your third.
I had another heart attack, yes.
Oh, all right, hold on. We have to pause and do a little business. We'll come right back with Carol Smith and Dr. Owen Fonorow. VitaminCFoundation.org literally can, and in many cases will, save your life and bring you to a level of health and wellness you haven't experienced, in some cases, maybe ever. We'll be right back.